What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're going to be going over the top 5 PvP units in the game right now. So, I know Merlin is going to be dropping, and I'll be talking about her at the end, well, towards the end, so you guys can understand where she would be or whatever the case may be. I want to start doing this probably like once a month-ish, something like that. I don't know, we'll see. And I'll just be going over like PvP units. Then maybe the next day I'll make like a PvE unit. I just want to do a whole bunch of top 5s going over stuff with you guys. So I used to do top 5s back in the day on JP, but then I stopped. So I want to start picking that back up. But anyways, before we get into the video, if you guys want to play Grand Cross on your PC, 60 frames, no lag, there's a link in the description. You can download BlueStacks, which is the emulator I use. You can download Grand Cross. You can play it completely free, and it helped me out a lot. So thank you guys if you do. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So starting out, we're going to go with the honorable mentions, right? Now, if you look right here, all of these units are good units for PvP. You can use these units and you can do at least moderately fine as far as PvP goes, right? First honorable mention will be Arthur. Arthur by himself is just not like super good for PvP. But whenever you put him on the right team where he can utilize his buffs and his passive, he becomes like extremely valuable. So like Arthur himself, he can't do anything, but whenever you put him with the right units or the right team, he becomes a lot better with his skill 2. He can rank up. He can basically buff his allies, and then his passive, which is used on humans, he becomes really, really good, right? The next unit, honorable mention, is going to be Guild Thunder. Now, Green Guild Thunder, another unit that is not good by itself. He's just not. But his passive is so important to like so many units. The fact that he gives like defense related stats is so good because that's defense, that's resistance, that's crit defense, and that's crit resistance, which is amazing stats to be giving. And it's what, 30%? Like that's amazing. So very, very good unit to be putting on PvP teams to allow your team to not die, right? Moving on, next honorable mention is going to be Hauser. Now, Hauser's an honorable mention because he's actually pretty good in PvP. His passive is just like Arthur's, where it gives all base stat. It gives 8% base stats to humans. So like him by himself is not super good, but like you put him on the right team and he definitely shines. So Hauser is definitely really good as far as PvP goes. Honorable mention as well. Who else would, SR Liz, the healer Liz. Right now in PvP, like matches are not ending as fast, so her passive also shines, right? The healing from her passive is just amazing. You know, you take damage, you get healed up every single time it's your turn. Very good because like I said, like matches are going on longer, people are not dying as fast, so the healing is going to happen a lot more compared to, you know, if like say it was like mid game, late game, like JP, most teams are getting 1 shot or 2 shot. So like her passive doesn't really matter near as much as it would, as it does right now anyway. So that's gonna be it for the honorable mentions. As far as the rest of these units, like I said, these are all good units to use. You can definitely use these units, but these 5 units that I'm about to talk about just stand above the rest, right? So starting spot 5 is going to be going to Green Meliodas. Now, if you guys don't know what Green Meliodas does, here, I can actually pull him up for you guys. Where's he at? Alright, Green Meliodas. Green Meliodas is just such a good unit for the simple fact that most people are running blue units, number 1, and then his counter, once he uses his counter, it stays. The counter stays until they take away his stance or they attack him. So like you can use the counter one time and he just sits there and he's like a guard, right? Not to mention like what it's based off of missing HP, so he'll never like his damage is gonna be based off of what the enemy does. Because if the enemy attacks him and they do little damage, he's not gonna take that much damage, right? So like he's gonna stay healthy, and then if they do a lot of damage, he's going to be dishing out a lot of damage back. On top of with this first card doing 600 damage on card 3 and even 360 on card 2 and 240 on card 1, he becomes like he just does a lot of damage. On top of his passive gives him more crit chance, the more HP he's missing. So like you add his passive along with his first attack along with, you know, his second attack, he just becomes a really good like one-man army, which in this day and age of PvP, people are using a lot of blue units. So like he just becomes really, really good. On top of his crit chance is already 30%. Really good play, really good unit. He deserves to be 5th place for sure. Now, moving on to 4th place. This was a really hard thing to pick, right? I know this unit's 4th place, but these units are definitely hard to gauge. 4th place is going to go to Jericho. Now, keep in mind, mid to late game, Jericho's not going to be super good with PvP. But right now, it's kind of the same reason why Meliodas is 5th place, except better. Because Jericho, she dishes out a lot of damage right now with her crits. She starts out with 30% crit, and her passive just keeps ramping her crit chance up. You're gonna be applying good. This is like a multi-strike attack. So she hits like 6 or 7 times on this attack. So out of those 6 or 7 times, those are all chances to crit. On top of, she applies bleed, which is really good, and her other attack has weak point, which is gonna be doing triple damage. So like, she can definitely one-shot like a King or Deanne or a blue unit or even green units if she gets some crits off, which is just really good. And it ramps up. It literally just ramps up, right? Her like once you get to like turn 3 or 4, she's guaranteed crits. And then so you'll get her ult, and like her ult does double crit damage. So like she's one-shotting anybody with her ult if she crits anyways. But yeah, very, very good unit right now. It was a hard choice between her and spot 3, which is going to be well, I can't say Coin Shop Bond because he's not a Coin Shop unit really anymore. Bond, he came out, and I told people to skip this banner because of, you got to realize, right, his banner, like Bond is going to be put in the general pool, number 1. And number 2, like his banner just didn't have any good units. And I just did not think it was gonna, it was worth. But if you did summon for him, or if you did pull him, like Bond is really, really good. Another reason why I said not to summon for him is because like when the red units start coming out, like a lot of the good red units, and I mean like Gother, Hellbrum, Demon Meliodas, etc., Bond becomes obsolete in the sense of like they'll 2-tap him. They will 2-tap Bond. So but right now he's really good. His snatch is amazing. He does AoE damage, so he's going to be dishing out damage to the entire enemy team. Very, very good unit. I actually struggle against Bond a lot because I have 2 blue units on my team. Very, very good unit. His passive, I know a lot of people don't talk about it as much, but his passive is good too, because like if you're running Bond with like somebody else like King, people are going to focus King. And if they focus King, Bond's not getting damaged. And if Bond doesn't get damaged, he's taking away HP, lifesteal, recovery, and regeneration every turn for 5 turns. So like it's really disgusting. Moving on to 2nd place. Now, 1st and 2nd place is very close, and then 3rd and 4th place are very close, I want to say. 2nd place is going to go to Deanne. Now, Deanne is probably the best offensive PvP unit in the game right now. Now, don't make no mistake, Bond definitely can like clap Deanne, right? But like Deanne, her utility and damage and how she is played is just amazing. Because her first card, not only are you getting 220 damage, if it's rank 2, you get the same damage, which is really good because that's a high multiplier, but she also can disable attack skills. So she can stop Bond from using his attack. She can stop Jericho from using her weak point attack. She can stop these units from using those attacks. Very, very good unit. On top of, she has an AoE ability, which, if you guys don't know what Rupture does, it does double damage to buffed units. So basically all those people running Arthur and buffing, she does double damage. All those Bonds that are snatching, she's doing double damage. She's getting double, and people that are using Arthur, she's doing double damage with that AoE ability, right? So really good on that. And then like the 2 main points of this unit, which make her very, very good or stand out, as her passive. She's getting 6% attack every turn for up to 5 times. So she's getting an increase of 30% attack on turn 5, which is amazing, because with her ultimate, which her ult is AoE, and you should have the fake combo. That's one of the biggest multipliers in the game, and it's AoE, right? If you look at, let's look at Meliodas, right? Looking at Meliodas, fake combo 560. Hers is more than his. Jericho, hers is 560. Granted, she does double crit damage, but still 560. Fake combo 640. Looking at Bond, right? Bond's only 350, but he's taking stats. But even still, like, she just has one of the highest multipliers in the game right now. And like, for her ultimate, on top of her passive, and on top of it being AoE, she's just doing insane amount of damage. Very, very good unit. And I mean, you guys should already have guessed the best unit, which is going to be King. The only reason why King beats Diane is because she has a lot of damage. But King he has too much utility. He has it all, right? Not only does King have CC, because he has CC, King also has cleanse and healing for the team, and his ultimate is AoE and is a nuke because it ignores resistance. If you guys don't know what resistance is basically what negates penetration or pierce rate, right? Which is why a lot of units do so much damage. King also has pretty high pierce rate. 40% is really good. Most units don't have like 40%. Like, look, pierce rate 30, which is really good as well. Pierce rate 20. Jericho's pierce rate is 20. King has double Bond and Jericho pierce rate as a support utility. And then, like, he's buffing himself with his passive as well. Like, King just brings too much to the table, right? Not only does he have damage, he has CC, which is crowd control, petrify, stun, all of that. He has cleanse, he has heal. He just brings so much to the table that he is the best PvP unit in the game. Like, but yeah, like, if King didn't have so much utility and use, Diane would be the best right now. And make no mistake, Bond and Jericho definitely can beat these two units because they have type advantage. But it's like, outside of them having type advantage, these two units are just better in the sense of like how they, like, what they can do. Now, later on, Bond might become better, Jericho better, etc. Because I'm pretty, like, Diane isn't used as much on JP. But I mean, that's later on. As far as right now, if you're using these 5 units on your team or these honorable mentions, you should be set. Now, one of the best PvP teams in the game right now is Bond, Jericho, Arthur, and then either Guild Thunder or Hauser. That team is disgusting because they're all buffing each other, and like, they destroy Diane and King simply because of their red units, and well, not red units, they're green units, excuse me. And then the red units are so tanky because they're all getting like stats from each other. So that is like one of the best PvP teams in the game. And then obviously you can run like King Diane with anything. So, but yeah, this is my top 5 best PvP units in the game for right now anyways. If you guys want to know where Merlin would go, we'll use red Merlin. This is green Merlin right now, guys. This is green Merlin. Green Merlin would probably go around 4th place. She'd probably be in front of Jericho. Or around Jericho. I think Bond is better than Green Merlin for right now. But if you have Merlin's team, which is the ult team, she becomes infinitely better, right? With her passive, taking away ult gauge, and giving team shields, like, she becomes better. But I think she's around here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and say, this is Green Merlin right now, okay? Don't look at this. This is Green Merlin. But yeah, I think she's around here, I'd say. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.